Hello and welcome to my catalog launch party. If you somehow are here and don't know me, I am Hannah Bird with Handcrafted Gifts. I'm going to give people a minute to join on, and then I'll talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing for the next hour or so, and we'll get into it because it's a lot to cover in that amount of time. I'm just making sure that I am live. I'm watching on my own computer here, so let me make sure we're all set. If you're joining live, please let me know. Yes, okay, I am live. Let me know who you are, where you're joining from. I mean, I probably know you because I probably invited you, but one of the great things about doing this is not only can we talk via the chat, but you can talk with one another via the chat. So I see someone's watching. Let me know, like I said, who you are. Oh, Susan! Susan, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm so glad you're here. So I'll go ahead and start describing what we're going to do. If you come in midway through, don't worry, you can always go back and catch what you missed on replay. If you're watching this on replay, please comment just like I'm hoping that the people here live tonight will, because again, that conversation can continue, and that's my favorite thing about this, because I get so excited about these new catalogs, and I will forewarn some of you who might be a little newer to Stampin' Up! Or crafting, who might be coming in on this. An hour might seem like a really long time to talk about new crafts, so again, feel free to pause. You know, you can, if you're watching it on replay, fast forward, rewind back, whatever's going to work for you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, or you can directly message me if it's something that you want to keep between us. But tonight we're going to go through not one, but two new catalogs from Stampin' Up! So in the new year comes the new mini catalog, which is the January to April mini catalog. So as we'll see, it's a lot of seasonal things getting into spring. Feels like, I mean, winter did just start like a couple weeks ago, at least officially. But it's good to, for me at least, to already be looking forward to spring. And it also covers a lot of the holidays that come up during this season as well. And then the sale catalog. So the annual sale is called Sale-A-Bration. So we get to celebrate with savings. So that is just January to February, and that's actually where we're going to start tonight. So I'm going to take you on a tour through both catalogs. If you already have your catalogs in hard copy, feel free to follow along. Anna, I'm glad to see you, my friend. Come and go. I was just telling people, come and go as you need, but good to see you. So we'll take a tour through both catalogs because I want to show you some of the things that stood out to me that maybe you missed, even if you've looked through it, or maybe this is going to be your first time getting to see it. So I was saying, follow through in your hard copy if you have one. If you live near me and you don't have a hard copy, let me know. I'll get you one. But you can also get these digitally. I posted on this page earlier today the PDFs on the Stampin' Up! Website that you can download. I actually really enjoy not just my hard copy, but my digital copy, because I can do different things with like bookmarks and searching and things like that in the virtual version. And so we'll go through both of those together. I'm going to show you some product as we go through, because I do have some of the product. I actually have every sheet of designer series paper in both catalogs except for one. Which I'm getting. It's coming. So I'm going to show you all of that. If you watched my unboxing a while back, you've seen a lot of that already, but I'll show you all of that tonight. And then at the end, we're going to do prizes. So I'm going to tell you what the prizes are that you can earn by being a part of a few different things. So again, thank you for being here, and let's keep the conversation going throughout. So I'm going to start with this little catalog. Hi, Lisa. So I don't want to call it the mini catalog because that is the official name of the other catalog, but it is a lot smaller. It's really just a brochure, and this is the Sale-A-Bration catalog or brochure I mentioned earlier. So again, this started today, January 4th, and it goes through the end of February, so February 29th, because I guess this year is a leap year. So you can see on the front here a lot of the good things inside, but we'll get into it. Hopefully you're seeing the words, reading the right way. I think I got that working tonight, but if not, my apologies. I'm going to block my face a lot because that's what I have to do to fit things in camera. And when I have the words flipped, it throws me off because like my left is your right. Anyway, well, that's always true. My left is your left. Anyway, just trust me, it's confusing. It's not like looking in a mirror, which is what we're used to. Okay, so the deal with Sale-A-Bration, if you don't know, and that's what it talks about right here. There's 3 different ways to earn these products. These are exclusive products you can only get through earning. The first way is to shop. See, I'm doing it already. Okay. The first way is to shop. And so for every $50 or $100 you spend during the next 2 months, you get to choose one of these products of your choice. There are a few that you can earn. Most of them you can earn by just spending $50, but there's some extra special ones that you do have to spend $100 to earn. It's unlimited how many you can earn. So if you spent, let's say $200, you could either earn 4 of the $50 eligible items or 2 of the $100 eligible items, or some combination. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, ask questions. That's what the chat is for, as well as telling me the things you like the most. So I'll be telling you mine. Actually, I thought we'd play a little game tonight. If you've watched my unboxings, you already know this. And if you know me well, you probably will already know this. But I'm curious, before I tell you, I'm going to try to remember not to. At the end of each catalog, you can tell me what you think is my favorite thing. Or at least this one. I guess the other one's too big, but we'll do it with this one. So as we go through, see if you can tell what my favorite item in this catalog is. The other 2 ways to earn are hosting and joining, and we'll talk more about those at the end of the catalog. But let's get into the freebies. I guess before we do, though, one last thing I want to mention. There's a little note here that talks about how there are certain items in this catalog that coordinate with the other catalog. That's one of the best things about Stampin', in my opinion. Share in the comments what you think, or one of your favorite things is, if not the best thing about Stampin' Up! To you. But you can buy things from the mini catalog, say, or the annual catalog or online exclusives to earn these items. But you could buy, like in this instance, it's talking about a bundle that coordinates with the first DSP that we're going to see. And so if you bought that bundle and maybe a couple other things to go along with it to get to that $50 threshold, you get the paper to go with it for free. So I'll make sure to point those out when we go through the big catalog so you can see them. But that's just what that little note's about. Always read the little notes. There's lots of fine print throughout here and some great tips and tricks and savings to watch for. All right, so the first freebie is this stamp set, and it's the watercolor melon stamp set. It's a distinctive one, so it has that kind of watercolor or photoreal, like dimensional look to it. Hi, Lenore, so good to see you. So that stamp set would be free with a $50 purchase, and this one does coordinate with a punch, the modern oval punch, so I'll show you that. You can see a little peek of it here, but I'll show you that in the big catalog. And then this is that first set of paper I was telling you about, the Sunny Days Designer Series paper. Coordinating colors are basic black, crushed curry, petal pink, pool party, poppy parade, and shaded spruce. And again, this coordinates, I didn't say the name earlier, but it's the Bright Skies bundle that we'll see a little later. So let me show you this paper real quickly. So I have it cut because this is part of a paper share. Actually, my friend Anna, who's on here, and my friend Debbie and a couple other friends are a part of, but they haven't gotten their paper yet. So I still have it here. I hope y'all don't mind that I'm going to share it with everyone, only visually. So I'm just going to fan it out because, again, I've gone through every sheet and spent more time talking about it in my unboxing video, so you can check those out if you want to see and hear more. But for sake of time tonight, here is just kind of a spread to show you a little bit. Let me get it in view there of the different designs. So obviously some, skies, but then some other just like floral and fruit and springtime images. And then the other side is, again, some sky patterns, but then also just some basic like lines and plaid patterns. So very versatile. And you've got kind of like the bright color side and the pastel color side. So that is, again, let me get the name of it again. Let me figure out where I'm going to put all this. My goodness, I didn't think that part through. So that is the Sunny Days DSP. All right, sorry to disappear on you for a minute there. Moving right along. Okay, the next up, whoops. Here we go. Next up is the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. Of course, I love the pun. Let me move back so you can maybe see it a little better. There we go. Okay, so this one has a lot of colors. Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, Calypso Coral, Crumb Cake, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Fresh Freesia, Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Pecan Pie, and Soft Sea Foam. And it is beautiful. It looks like watercolor, and you can actually see like the texture of the watercolor paper, because if you don't know, Stampin' Up! Creates original artwork for its DSP, whether it's graphic art digitally or a lot of times fine art, like paintings on canvas and different things like that. And then they scan it or photograph it and turn it into this paper. So you have all these beautiful birds and flowers on one side, and the other side has some more floral designs, and again, just some good like basic like watercolor wash and kind of patterned sides. So there's that one. All right, next up is the Cradled in Love stamp set. So check that out. Good for obviously someone having a baby or, a grandbaby. Welcome little one, sweet baby girl, boy, bundle of joy. So all these free with $50 purchase. Make sure I'm not missing anything else on that page. I don't think so. Again, sometimes that fine print is hard to catch. All right, next up, we have some more designer series paper, 2 sets here. So the first one is the softly, and I'm sorry if I'm going out of view so I can see it myself, the softly stippled DSP. So far, these have all been 12 by 12. Again, you saw them cut for my DSP share into 6 by 12 sheets. But this one you're going to see in the full 12 by 12 because this one wasn't part of the share. I just got it for me. This one just has a few colors, but I really like the simplicity of that. It's Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Pebbled Path, Pool Party, and Wild Wheat. And this coordinates with the stippled roses bundle that we'll see in the mini catalog. So let me show you that. You actually have some pages of this that don't even have color on them yet, so that you could color them yourself with coloring tools, for instance. Oh my gosh, there's so many pages. I forget. I forget when you have a whole pack instead of just a quarter pack like I did for the DSP share, how many pages you get. I'm not even gonna be able to hold these all up in front of my face. All right, we're gonna have to do this in phases. All right, so here's the first half. I know I'm just showing a little bit of each one. You can also see all these online, and it's really nice. You can click through and it'll show you full photos of the front and back, as well as, you know, some projects, just like the catalogs do, projects that you can make with this, and some other coordinating product to give you inspiration. So that's, you know, I always try to say that about the catalogs. They're not just to shop, they're to give you ideas as well. So there's the other half, front and back. So really soft, and like I'm really excited to do some coloring on this sheet because I love coloring. Alrighty. The next pack of paper, and actually before I go there, you might miss in the middle, like fold of this catalog, are the opaque faceted gems. So these are Calypso Coral, Pecan Pie, and Pool Party gems. You get 150, 50 of each of the 3 colors in 5mm and 4mm size. So let me just show you real close so you can see those. So that's another freebie with $50. But the next pack of paper is the Mostly Adored Specialty Designer Series paper. So you still get 12 sheets. They're still double-sided, so 2 each of 6 double-sided designs, just like everything else. But it includes gold foil, and then also has Flirty Flamingo and Real Red for the other colors. But that's a big deal that that's also only available, or also available with just a $50 purchase, because normally the specialty paper is more expensive. So I'll show you this one. Obviously this one is great for Valentine's Day. It actually coordinates with the Adoring Hearts bundle that we'll see in the other catalog, but would be good for any love occasion or really other occasions too, because like this front sheet, just this beautiful gold marbling, and some of the sheets are just patterns or florals. Some of them are hearts. I think I'm realizing that I'm probably showing you everything twice when I flip it over and show you the back, because what I've done is I've gone through and I've flipped the pages. So like this one, that's the front, and then that's the back, and so this one I have the back and then the front. So I think I only need to be showing you one side because I already have gone through and flipped it. But anyway, I'll be honest, I get a little confused about the 2 each of 6 double-sided designs thing. Like, I don't know, for some reason, it's not like it's even math, but it just kind of confuses me when I think about it. But I guess you can see some of the patterns bigger, like this one. I really like that one with kind of the hearts confetti. All right, moving right along. We're not even halfway through this mini catalog. Okay, never mind. We got to keep moving. All right, so this is the one pack of paper that I don't have yet, and I'm skipping ahead. Sorry, let me go back to the stamp set that comes first. I think this is an excellent stamp set, by the way, especially if you're starting out. So I'm all about, hi Lisa, I am all about making sure that, you know, people only get what they need and want and will use and can afford. And I think when you're starting out, it's really, at least for me, I know on a budget, it was important to make strategic purchases. And so to get versatile things that I could use for, you know, for instance, with stamp sets, lots of occasions. And this one I think is a really good one. I actually got it, even though I have lots of stamps at this point. But it's called Heartfelt Hellos. It says, Dad, you're the best. So getting ready for Father's Day and other dad occasions. Happy Mother's Day. So that one too. Hello, love you more, like that. Enjoy your day, and thinking of you this Easter. So a lot of the spring holidays, but then you know, also just some anytime like hello. And so I think that's really great. It coordinates with the heartfelt hexagon punch. So let me show you that up closer there. And then this is the DSP I don't have yet, so I'm going to show you real close on this one. So this is the, let me see if I can read it, the Trusty Toolbox DSP. The colors are Basic Black, Copper Clay, Crushed Curry, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, and Poppy Parade. I gotta tell you, I am not into, you know, any type of tool work other than crafting tools, but I actually did see this used to do some crafting tool projects. And then, you know, even like the more traditional tool use projects like this tool chest with the tools coming out, I think is so cool. And on stage at home back in November, they showed lots of other projects with this, and they had like a tool belt that came off a box as a belly band, and they had a toolbox, like a 3D project with the tools popping out. I just was actually really inspired by this, and I think the color combo is great too. So I'm really excited to get that paper. That one coordinates with the Trusty Tool Bundle, by the way. And a lot of times these bundles that are coordinated with the paper and other freebies here will get you over that $50 threshold, and just too, which is exactly what you need. Again, if you're on a budget, you don't want to spend $75 and only get one freebie. At that point, maybe we might as well spend $100. At least that's my logic a lot of times, or my justification. But like if I only have $50 to spend, or I only want to earn that one item, I'm like, okay, I want to get as close to that $50 as possible and not go over. So they've helped us out with that. All right, so on this page, we're going to move from just the $50 items into the $100 items. The first one is still eligible to earn at just $50 order, but it is the stamp set that coordinates with the dies, so we'll come back to those. But this is the Jungle Palace stamp set. So it has 5 different jungle animals here, and it shows you how you can make a great project with just the stamps, but then you can step it up if you want to add the dies. And I really like kind of the humor in this one because it's, you know, let me get the pointing right. Oh man, this backwards thing. Okay, so see how like the alligator is slowly revealing himself? Man, I cannot with the pointing. So he's slowly revealing himself here. And the sentiment is, hooray, can't wait to see you. I love the sense of humor throughout catalog. Sometimes it's in the writing and sometimes it's in the projects, and way to go Stampin' Up. You keep me smiling. So this is the first item that you would have to spend $100 to earn, are the dies, and it shows you here all the images it cuts out. So it cuts out the 5 animals, but gives you a lot of background foliage and things like that to create scenes as well. So I am usually not one to go for the cutesy animal sets, and usually they come with puns, which I do go for. This one doesn't come with any puns, and I actually really like it. I really want it. I love the scene building thing. I think I'm getting more into the cutesy animals because I'm hoping to have a reason to use those sooner than later with a kid or two. So we'll see. I'm not making any announcements. If you don't already know, we're trying to adopt, so it's not like I'm pregnant, but you know, here's hoping we can get closer to that this year. All right, so the next items that are eligible with a $100 purchase is a bundle. I don't think I've seen, well, maybe I have. I haven't seen them do this for a while. I think I've only seen them ever do it once before. So it is a stamp set, the Softly Sophisticated stamp set, and what are they calling this? The Softly Sophisticated embossing folder. That makes sense. So hopefully you can see it's kind of a dotted or like quilted chain pattern there. And the stamp set, again, is a really versatile one. Lots of flowers and a couple good sentiments. We've got hello there, you're in my thoughts, and I really appreciate you. So great for a lot of things. And then on the next page, we have the Detailed Dogwood stamp set. This one doesn't have any sentiment, so I don't have to read it, but it coordinates with the Petal Park Builder Punch. Now, this is the one thing I will not be able to show you tonight, this punch here, because it is from the annual catalog, not the mini catalog. And I do have an annual catalog, but we're not going through that tonight because that would be even more. I've already done a catalog launch party for that one, but you can go check that out. It's on page 149 of the annual catalog, or you can just find it online, the Petal Park Builder Punch. And if you don't know, punches are a great quick way to get some dimension on your cards, to have things to, you know, build up a scene or build up a focal point like a bundle of flowers, as opposed to those dies, which you do have to have a Stampin' die cut and emboss machine, or sorry, Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine for the dies. And so if you don't have one of those, you don't want to invest in one of those, punches are a good way to go. Less expensive, smaller, so that's a great place to start. All right, so that's all the items. So which do you think is my favorite and which is your favorite? Please tell me in comments. I know a lot of you watching know me well. You've been to a lot of these launch parties before. Thank you for your continued support. So I have a feeling you'll guess it. And again, if you've watched my unboxing videos, getting A lot of these things already, you already heard my favorite. But again, tell me what you think mine is and tell me what yours is. I want to know. And if I don't see your comments, sometimes it's a little hard to keep up with them live. Then just, sorry, I'm thinking I might have lost you all. If I haven't lost you, I was saying if I can't see your comments live, then I will get back to them later. I promise. In the next, day or a few days, hopefully. All right. Looks like I am still live. My computer was telling me I wasn't. So someone let me know. Someone comment and say, yes, it is 8:21 and we still see and hear you. Okay. Because the computer's delayed, but it is showing me. So that's good news. All right. So now we're going to talk about the join and, host offers in Sale-A-Bration. Then we've got to move on. I'm going slow tonight. I was feeling a little tired, but excited, and apparently it's showing. Okay. So I'll talk more about joining Stampin' Up! If you're interested, because I've talked about it a lot before, and again, we're a little short on time. So basically, don't be alarmed by the words join or starter kit, because you don't have to start a business. Oh, good. Thank you, Lisa. I'm still live. You don't have to start a business. There are a lot of demonstrators who are just what's called hobbyists, people who just do this for fun and get a discount and get early access and get a community if they're interested and support if they need or want that. So there's a lot of things you can get and do with this, but there's nothing you have to. You can join by paying $99 for $125 worth of product of your choice. It is called a starter kit. You will get sent business supplies, but you can recycle those or pass those on. You don't have to do anything with them. There's truly no obligation. If you don't want to continue to meet the minimums, either through your own purchasing or by having friends, family, neighbors purchase from you, then you just drop after 3 or 4 months, more if you want to ask for an extension. But that's it. No harm, no foul. Stampin' Up! Will not be surprised or disappointed, and that's it. So you can just enjoy all those perks I mentioned and more for that 3 to 4 months, or again, maybe even double if you want to ask for an extension. And during Sale-A-Bration is the best time, I think, to do this, because not only do you get everything I mentioned, by the way, part of the starter kit is also a free paper pumpkin kit from the past that you can't probably otherwise get, and that's worth $28 or more. And you get free shipping. So you're spending $99 for $125 plus a paper pumpkin kit and free shipping. So it's a lot of savings. But during Sale-A-Bration, you actually can choose one of 2 other offers. So the first one is this Glass Mat Studio. So it comes with 3 things. It comes with, let me get that to show big, hopefully. Okay. So it comes with the glass mat, hence Glass Mat Studio, which is a big workspace. Let me get the inches. 17 by 14, and it's 5 millimeters thick. And that's a great thing to do all sorts of things on top of, because it's like heat, safety tempered glass, so it's heat resistant and scratch resistant, and so all sorts of things there. And then it also comes with, let me get that back in view here, a silicone mat. That's the white mat that you see. Let me get a point to it. There you go. And that has 4 palette squares, so you can mix colors. You can put your little ink spots in there. Then it has kind of this medium compartment. I know it's small. Check it out online to see it more if you're interested. It has this kind of medium section there for mixing maybe, and then this section that's holding an ink pad right now, but lots of different things you could do to kind of have like an assistant holding on to things and doing things like mixing on there. And then you also get a cleaning cloth, so it's like a bigger than normal chamois to clean off stamps and things like that. All right, so Lisa Matthews is guessing the toolbox paper. Oh no, that's your favorite. And she's guessing my favorite's Flight and Airy. All right, I want to see if there are any other guesses out there. Let me know, and then I'll tell you if Lisa's right. So the other option, if you don't want the Glass Mat Studio, which by the way is a value of $60, you can instead choose to just add $30 of product, but of your choice. So if you don't really think you need or want the Glass Mat Studio, you don't get as much value, but you get your choice of any current product. Again, $30 worth. So huge deal. Speaking of an extra $30, if you host during Sale-A-Bration, and again, please don't be intimidated by the word host. This could just be you placing a $300 order, but that is a lot. So it could also be you getting together some people to place orders together. I can actually help you host a gathering if you want to turn it into a gathering and do a virtual or in-person craft party where we can make it really whatever you'd like, but we can make some crafts, we can have some fun, and as people place orders, if you get to that $300 threshold, first of all, you already earn rewards as a host of a $150 or more order. Rewards start at 10% of the order and go up from there, and it's product of your choice. So at $300, you'd actually be earning 12%, which is $36 of product of your choice. During Sale-A-Bration, though, you're getting an extra $30 worth of product of your choice for, again, hosting or spending that $300 amount. So it might sound like a lot. It adds up quick. Again, please only, spend what you are interested in. Hi, Jill. But I'm happy to talk through that, how to make that possible for you if that's something that's interesting to you. Basically, Sale-A-Bration is all about, if you're already going to be spending money on crafts, spend it now and get more for it. All right. So I don't know if there were other guesses that I may have missed, but I will just go ahead and tell you. Yes, Lisa Matthews is right. Flight and Airy is my favorite. My last name is Bird. It might be spelled differently, but not only that, I just think it's beautiful paper. Love the colors, love the artistry. So that's my favorite. Again, tell me yours though. I want to know which Sale-A-Bration item are you going to be getting first with your first order in the next couple months. All right, so we're halfway through our time and we only got through the little catalog. This is, believe it or not, the mini catalog. Bigger than the Sale-A-Bration one, but smaller than the annual. Okay. So we got to move. This one is January through April. Look at all these tabs. I'm going to talk so fast. And I'm sorry if this might be the first one that goes over an hour. Again, come and go, pause, fast forward, rewind, do what you got to do. But please chat whether you're live or on replay. All right, so page 2 of your catalog is going to have your table of contents. Helpful place to start. That's all I'll say about that. Check out those icons and things. All right, page 4 and 5, this is where we get to hear from Stampin' Up! And from the CEO, Sarah Douglas. I won't read everything, but I think this is worth reading, and a couple things really stood out to me this time. The last line of this section here that talks about Stampin' Up's Making a Difference programs, it says, people are the reason we do what we do, and paper crafting is the way we do it. We invite you to join us. And I really like that because it's about people first. That's Stampin' Up's first and foremost value, and that's one that I share. And so I really like that way of saying it. People are the reason we do what we do, and paper crafting is the way we do it. And then Stampin' Up's, again, CEO Sarah Douglas, who I got to meet, who is just as delightful in person as she seems virtually and in writing. She said it, a similar thing, but a little differently, and I really liked this too. She said, Stampin' Up! Is a paper crafting company with people at its heart. People make the difference. Stamps, ink, and paper make it possible. I love that so much. So well said, Sarah. So yeah, Stampin' Up! Is a paper crafting company with people at its heart. And I know from watching her and hearing her and meeting her, like she would be saying that with tears in her eyes, I think. People make the difference. Stamps, ink, and paper make it possible. So I won't try to restate it because it can't be said better than that, I don't think. But she says, come stamp with us. We're happy you're here. And that's how I feel too. Happy you're here tonight. All right, so page 6 talks about the things that aren't in this catalog. So there's a lot online too. So check that out. There's some things that actually only come out online now, not in any catalog, and they come out more frequently, and they can that way stay more current and relevant to each market around the world that Stampin' Up! Is in. So always be checking stampinup.com and following me because I'll let you know when those things come out. Jill is asking, where is, I don't see the rest of your comment, Jill. I'll get back to it after this. I can check it and hopefully see the whole thing. All right, page 7 talks about some of these online exclusives. So kits, the kits collection, I really like using these, quick and easy. Again, great for beginners, but also busy crafters or crafters on the go. So you can see all those on the website. There were 2 new ones released today. So Stampin' Up! Is going to start releasing not 1, but 2 kits a month. And the 2 that came out today are Rock Legend, which looks a lot like one of the sweets in the catalog we'll see later, and Panda Friends. Stampin' Up! Is really good at a lot, but they do a lot of flowers and they do a lot of cute animals. And Panda Friends is definitely one of the latter. So you can go check those out if those sound interesting to you. They're both non-stamping kits, so they come with sentiments pre-printed in multiple languages, and that makes them less expensive. They're only $14 each. All right, so the very first suite in this catalog, here's some of the samples, but the suite is called Be Mine, pun intended. And I have this DSP. I actually have a card made with this. This was designed by my friend Debbie Storbeck. who's one of the paper sharers that I'm showing you tonight. And so you might have seen this because we made this back at the 35 for 35 event that I co-hosted in October. And this was, you know, one of the things that as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, she got months in advance because we get that early access. And she was gracious enough to share it with us, or I should say generous enough to share it with us at that event so we could have a sample. So that's the only project sample I have tonight. I have a lot more product to show you, but I haven't gotten to do much crafting. I haven't gotten much from the new catalog yet myself. It's just been so busy. And I haven't been able to do my swap that I normally do with people. So more to come. All right. Next up on page 12, I wanted to show you, this is the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch, which is part of the Heartfelt Hexagon bundle. And this was one of those coordinating products with one of our Sale-A-Bration products. So wanted you to see that. On the next page, though, this is a new thing I've never seen Stampin' Up! Do before, and that's always what excites me most. Again, as I'm going through, let me know what you're most excited about. So on page 13, we have the Hooray for Surprises bundle, and here's the surprise. These are for interactive cards. So the dies that come in this bundle create perforated edges with a tab. So you pull the tab to reveal the message inside. So for instance, you would pull this tab across, and it would reveal a sentiment underneath. Or this die, you pull the tab and this whole circle comes off and reveals the sentiment underneath. So I just think that is really neat and something new. And so definitely wanted to share that with you. I'm excited about that. I love interactive cards. By the way, just some basics if you are new to this. Bundles mean you get the stamp set and the coordinating tool, whether it's dies or a punch, both 10% off. So again, if you're gonna get them both for less. And suites are just product that coordinates all there for you in one place. You can buy it all a cart, you can buy it all together. Buying it all together doesn't save you unless you're buying the bundle, again, the stamp set and tool it coordinates. But it just makes it easy. If you're like, I love all of the Forever Love suite, you can enter one, or I will enter one SKU number for you to place the order depending on how you want to do it. I can do it, you can do it. And it just makes it quick and easy, and you have everything that's going to go together to create beautiful projects like these. And I really do think this is a very elegant kit. Be Mine, you know, is very whimsical and sweet, and then this one is just like sophisticated. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, my favorite item in the entire catalog, believe it or not, is not designer series paper, which is usually what it is. And there are a lot I like, but it is another form of paper. It is the, let me get the name, the gold foiled flowers cards. Gold, wow, that's hard to say. Gold foiled flowers cards and envelopes. Whew. So you can barely see it here. And that's why, you know, having a catalog in person can help, or having that digital version on your device that you can zoom in. Going on the website, you can see more pictures. You know, they usually have multiple pictures of every product as opposed to the catalog just having those thumbnails. But then in person, nothing beats in person. The next closest thing, I guess, is watching a video like this where you can at least like see it on my screen, or I guess, yeah, your screen. But here's the envelopes. Look at that beautiful detail on the flap. Isn't that just lovely? And then these are the cards, obviously not folded yet, so that would fold in half. But you can see that gold foil reflecting, and then they're just white on the inside. But I'm so excited. I mean, those, I don't even know what I'll add to them. Like, they're so beautiful on their own. But you could color them in, add some color to that, because right now it's just the gold, like on vanilla. Favorite item. What's yours? Tell me as we go along. Lenore, yeah, you like the interactive cards. Yeah, I can't wait to see people use those. All right, so another new thing that, again, it's like a slightly new version of something we've had before, but I don't think we've ever quite had this, and I'm super excited about it. Especially demonstrators, fellow demonstrators out there, listen up. If you didn't notice this, this is going to be really helpful for us, if you do virtual classes especially. Okay, so we used to have a brayer. We're getting a brayer back. That lets you do some coloring like you would with like a paint roller. But we have two, not one, but two hybrid embossing folder bundles. So hybrid embossing folders, the embossing folder creates that raised texture. And a hybrid embossing folder, the dies can actually go in the embossing folder so you can run both through your machine and emboss and cut at the same time. Again, you do have to have the separate machine to do that. I think it's a great investment if you're a crafter, but it is a big investment, so I understand it's not for everyone right away. So you have the Adoring Hearts bundle, which has the stamp set and the hybrid embossing folder, and it will create all these, it's hard to see on here, I know, but all these textures and designs within the hearts, and then cut them out. And And you can see it also cuts out like some detail images too and some things other than hearts. But this is the one I'm really excited about. The Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Embossing Folders. This one doesn't have a stamp set, but it is an embossing folder with the dies to cut out words. We've got thank you, oh happy day, hello, with sympathy, celebrate, just because, thinking of you, love you, you make me happy, and get well. So many different occasions. And here's the thing for demonstrators. So we're not allowed to stamp and send out stamped images in like card packs for classes, because that's a copyright infringement. Stampin' doesn't want one person buying the stamp set and stamping it for everyone else. So we cannot stamp for people. I think even at in-person events, like we can't have things pre-stamped for people, but we can have things die cut and embossed. And so here we go. We can send out sentiments, because that's always the trick, right? Like, how do you get a sentiment to someone if they don't have the stamp set? And, you know, hopefully they'll get it, but they can't always. And so now we can send them sentiments in our card packs, or have those prepared for a class, for maybe people who can't or don't want to stamp right away. Super exciting. Lots of reasons why that's exciting. That's just one for us demonstrators. Okay, here on this page, you can kind of see it in action. And you can ink, like for instance, you can use that brayer to ink the folder, and then you will get the words outlined. So not only will they be, you know, cut out in the shape and raised because of the embossing, but they'll have the outline to show like they've been stamped. So that's one of the tricks that, you know, is mentioned in the catalog. You gotta, again, watch for those. They're trying to help us out. All right, I'm gonna skip this. It's just something I like in the catalog. There's a lot I like in the catalog, so we're not gonna worry about that. Okay. Oh my gosh, and I haven't been showing you paper. Okay, well, let me check time. Let me see if we're gonna have time for that. Maybe. Okay, so let me go back real quick. Let me show you some paper. So here we go. This is the Be Mine Designer Series paper. Again, this has been cut. So these are 12 by 12 usually. This has been cut down to 6 by 12 for the paper share. I'm gonna talk more about paper sharing at the end if you're interested. You can get one of every sheet of DSP in the entire catalog. So again, you usually have like a bolder color or pattern side, and then a more subtle color and or pattern side. All right. Forever Love, that was the name of this one. This is a specialty designer series paper. So again, this is gonna be a little more expensive, but you will see why. I'm gonna show you the specialty side first. I think this is so elegant. Oh my gosh, it kind of reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. There's one sheet in particular I'll show you. Okay, so, ooh, dropped one. I dropped the one that's a different color I was gonna show you. Okay, so you've got one of, I think it's Moody Mauve. I can't remember now. And then I think the rest are Pretty Peacock, but they've got that gold foil. Isn't that beautiful? And for some reason, this sheet right here reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. I think it's the roses in the center and just the way they have those in that grid. And then the other side doesn't have the gold foil. It's just some more subtle patterns. Jill's like, we can go over. No rush. Okay, thanks, Jill. All right, so the next one is the Perennial Lavender Suite. So here's some of the projects again. And then here's the suite. Now some suites like this one are what's called mega suites. They actually have 2 bundles. So two stamp sets with tools. And that of course is gonna cost more. So you'll see, you know, some suites seem like a lot more expensive. It's because you're getting a lot more in them. But you can also buy them a la carte if you just wanted one of the stamp bundles with its tool, or maybe just the stamps, or for some reason just the tool. I actually have done that before. So here's the paper for that one. And this one is like just really organic. It looks to me, and the Stampin' Up! Artisan may have done this, it looks like that like natural paper that you make. Is it by decoupaging? Is that the right term? My mother-in-law has done that. I should ask her. I think I did it in elementary school. But hopefully you can see it has like the flecks as if you like have little bits of, you know, flour and fibers and things like that in homemade paper. Again, if you want to see all this better, check out my unboxing videos. It is all there, a little slower, a little bigger, with a little bit more description. All right. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see things bigger in the catalog, like on the next pages after that suite page, it shows you just the stamps big with some more projects. And here's the other stamp set. Ooh, the other stamp set in that suite, bigger so that you can get the detail. All right, so I haven't been saying page numbers either. Sorry about that. Now we're on pages 26 and 27. I just wanted to point out for those who celebrate Easter or who send cards or gifts to people who do, you have some Easter stamp sets. There may be others, but these are two that I wanted to point out if that's something you're looking for. And then on page 31, this is a Mother's Day stamp set, among other things. But I think, again, among other things, so versatile. So this is also not just a stamp set, a bundle, the flower cart bundle. So you get these dies to create the flower cart and all sorts of other things like to go in it and around it. And then you have all the stamps, of course, to create the cart and, again, the different things it could be selling. But you have Happy Mother's Day, Happiest Birthday to You. I love how our friendship has grown. Pun. Have a lovely day. So I just think, I don't know, that's a really good stamp set or bundle, depending on if you want to use the dies. And again, gotta do Mother's Day. Gotta do it big. All right, so the next suite is Lighter Than Air. Here are some of the projects. I want to know everyone's favorite suite. Mine hasn't come up yet. Oh, hi, Lisa. I've got another Lisa. I have so many Lisa friends. Lisa Yamamoto. I'm so excited you're here. That is a fellow demonstrator friend of mine here in New Jersey. So, you know, share your wisdom and correct me if I do anything or say anything wrong here. But I really love the colors in this suite. I think I'm usually not a big embellishment person, although they're growing on me, but I really like the Baker's Twine 3-color pack and the rainbow adhesive backed dots. I think it's the color combinations and just, I don't know, when I first saw it, I was like, I could make a baby album out of that. You can tell where my mind is. So here's that paper. This one is the only paper, I think, in the whole catalog that is 6x6 instead of 12x12. What are everyone's thoughts on that? That tends to be a divisive subject. Oh, Lighter Than Air is on page 33, Jill. I hope that's the thing you were asking about. So yeah, I like both. I like 12x12 and 6x6 for different reasons, but a lot of people are like one or the other. And I meet a lot more people who are 12x12ers than 6x6ers. But I really like the patterns. Most of these don't have like the hot air balloon or sky patterns. They're just, you know, stripes, dots. And again, I think the color combo is so, I know I've already used the word whimsical tonight, but it is. All right. You get a lot of whimsical, you get a lot of elegant. I need to get a thesaurus. Oh yes, Jill, I'm not pregnant, but we are trying to adopt. So we're very early in that process. We haven't even applied, but we're sort of interviewing agencies, and that is where our choice and control will really stop. Then it'll all be about people interviewing us, but that's all right, as it should be. We're hopefully going to be trusted with a life. Okay, so on page 35, I wanted to show you, this is the modern oval punch and the stamp set to go with it. And so that coordinated with that first stamp set we saw in the Sale-A-Bration catalog. So ways to, you know, stretch what you get and make it go even further for you. Yes, Lenore, it is cheerful. The Lighter Than Air is cheerful. That is a good other word. Thank you. Okay, so I think this is another unique stamp set. Excuse me. It's called Love This Moment. It was actually created, if you ever see this symbol, it means it was created by a demonstrator who made $1 million in sales. So they got to help design a product, which I think would be so much fun. And this one is like very memory keeping focused, but as you can see, it also can make some beautiful cards. So you've got things like, you know, your grids and your check boxes and things like never forget, I love this, memories, this picture, say cheese, this moment, happy with you, who, when, where, notes, you and me, details, highlights, stories, or sorry, the story. Then you have things like happy and smile in like that bigger text, which you could use for both, but definitely, you know, again, for cards. You have some of these like little images. So I just think that's really different. And again, I like different. I like that we get lots of flowers and things like that too, but I like the different things. Elisa, oh gosh, I wish. Maybe someday, maybe if I live a really long time, I will get to create a product. All right, so speaking of new things, again, this is another one that's like kind of slightly new. So we've had masks before, but I don't think I've ever seen, those of you who are doing this longer, let me know if you've ever seen a decorative mask bundled with a stamp set and dies, because that's what we have here. So mix and mask, as they say. So it's the Enduring Beauty bundle. And like I said, when you get a bundle, you get 10% off all the products in that bundle. And usually it's just 2 products, but this time it's 3. It is the stamp set, it is the dies, and it is the decorative mask. And you can use them all together to create beautiful things like this. So check this out. Let me get my point going. All right. So this card only used the stamps. Look how beautiful you can create a project with just stamps if that's all you need or want. This one primarily used just the masks. I love that. I love like the softer unlined look of that. And it did use some dies for, I'm trying to get my finger there. Hopefully you can see there's just like a couple delicate dies kind of in front of that masked image and behind the sentiment, but you certainly would need that. You know, this could be the highlight, just the masking there. And masks, by the way, are like stencils. And then this, oh my gosh, I cannot with the pointing. This project, I'm telling you, it's the backwards thing, but it makes it hopefully not backwards for you. This project used all the product. So, my gosh, the stamps, the dies to cut it all out. Why do I even bother? I'm just gonna let you look at it. The stamps, the dies to cut it all out, and then the masks to color it in. Because the masks, hopefully you can kind of see here. So, you know, you stamp the image, and then you use the leaf mask to color in the leaves. And then you would use, you've got a mask to color in the whole flower. You've got a mask to color in kind of the outline of the flower, and then the center of the flower. And actually same things with the leaves. So like this mask actually doesn't color in the whole leaf, it colors in like the vines, or the veins in the leaf. Getting tongue-tied on that. All right, so this is my favorite suite. This is called Nature's Sweetness, and it's like these field note guides, kind of theme, very natural and a little rustic, but with some elegance because you have the metallics. So you have gold foil in the paper, which I'm going to show you, but you also have this faux leather trim, which first of all, faux leather, that's a little upscale, but it has gold kind of shimmer in it, which is really hard to see in a picture, but it's there. You'll be able to see it in the paper though, because the light's going to catch it. So this has images too. Instead of just flowers, there are flowers, but it has like the cacao bean and the vanilla pod, and I think that's why it's called Nature's Sweetness. So again, just something a little bit more singular than everything else. So that's the side that every sheet has a little bit of gold foil, and then here's the back without. So you've got like some like newspaper and some script and some grid and some images, all sorts of things. All right, moving right along. That was page 41, just to occasionally remember to give you page numbers so you know where we're at. So page 44, if you do like memory keeping or scrapbooking, then you've got the Memories and More card pack and the Memories and More cards and envelopes. They're called this time Sweet Thoughts. We always have a different version of this product in every catalog. And this one I think is kind of retro in style. You can see some of the projects there. But you can use these, I mean, obviously these are cards and envelopes, and you can use the card pack to create quick and easy card fronts on those, but you can also use it to make albums and scrapbook pages and things like that. Actually, there's a little bit that continues on over here on this page. So check those out if you're interested in quick and easy or memory keeping or both. The next page 46 has a couple background stamps. Talk about quick and easy. You can just use one stamp and cover the whole front of a card. And I totally think of my sister and my other fur baby loving friends with doggone friendly. I should say fur babies of the canine variety. I would love for them to come out with a feline version of this. Did I say? Yeah, canine, dog, feline, cat. Yeah, okay. And then Botanical Beauty. So just some flowers and foliage on that one. And then on the other page, I almost on the reverse page. That would have been an accidental pun. I wish I had. So this is the one reversible stamp set in the catalog. And actually, if you're part of On Stage at Home, you got this for free. So another demonstrator perk. We get to attend these special events, and they give us all sorts of swag and freebies. And that was a surprise freebie, and it's a good one. Like a reversible stamp set, very versatile with just different like pots and succulents and plants. I really like the samples that they show. And we also have a new alphabet set of dies, which is, again, a great way to send people sentiments. It's a great way to to add words to memory keeping and cards alike, but I've really come to like the different size and kind of font alphabets that they give us. And it also has some symbols too, so you can, again, make little, I guess, not just words, phrases if you want. Like Nick and Hannah, happy anniversary. It's not our anniversary. All right, keep your favorites coming. Keep your questions coming. Sorry if I'm missing the comments. My computer is asleep, so I'm just trying to read them very small. I can get like the first few words on my phone, but I will come back to them later, and I love doing that. And again, I love you all being able to have that conversation too while I'm here talking in a room by myself. But I gotta keep moving. It's already 8:50. All right, so, you know, I've mentioned the kid thing a lot tonight, but could anything make me think more about kids than just kidding? Come on, come on. So I think this is going to be particularly good for memory keeping for people, again, with kids, grandbabies, you know, just, I don't know, kids in the neighborhood, anyone who has any kid anywhere in their life. So one sheet is kids doing all sorts of different cute things. I really like the unhappy apple. And then the other side has some patterns, and actually this sheet is like scenes, a scene builder sheet with different scenes. So that's different. We don't always get that in DSP. Oh, here's another, this is the Bright Skies bundle that I mentioned that coordinates with that paper from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. We're getting there, we're getting there. All right, another sweet. This one is called, can you guess? Rock and roll. I'm glad someone's laughing, Lenore. Well, I mean, someone other than me. And if it's at or with, either way, that's okay. So this is the suite that totally reminds me, or the new kit that came out today totally reminds me of. It's very, very similar. I think it may even have some of the same like DSP imagery on it, at least very similar, if not the same. So here's the DSP. This is all black and white, which I think is very rock and roll, but you could certainly color it in. I love black and white though. Not that I'm rock and roll. I'm pretty uncool as my jokes betray, but yeah, lots of obviously music imagery, but then also things like this that are just like, I don't know, a rough painted wall, maybe in your music studio, and then lots of patterns. So very like grunge. I don't know. Is anyone hearing 90s rock in their head right now? I don't like 90s rock, but my husband does. With, not at. Thank you, Lenore. Like I said, it would have been okay if that, and that's not a comment on you, that's just a comment on how bad my jokes are. I know they are. Okay, but perfect timing. I was going to say, could I tell you my favorite dad joke? I was like, that's just so off topic. Look where we're at. Father's Day. I don't plan this. It just sometimes works out this beautifully. So I'm going to tell you my favorite dad joke, which, by the way, I have that sense of humor, and I will never be a dad. I will be a mom. So let's just call it parent jokes. But anyway, here's the joke. What makes a joke a dad joke? When it becomes apparent. Oh, I'm not feigning laughter. I really love that stuff. And that one's like, it works on both levels, right? Like literally and figuratively, like, oh, so good. Okay. So this is the Trusty Tools bundle that coordinates with that DSP that I know Lisa Matthews loved so much. I like so much in the Sale-A-Bration catalog. I was talking about all those cool different projects you can do with it. Even maybe some crafty things instead of just construction things. So good Father's Day and maybe other occasion, male or female set. And then, oh, did I mention it's not just a stamp set, it's a bundle. Yes, because you can cut out all those tools. All right, and then on page 57, there's a graduation stamp set, which I don't think we get very often, and that's certainly an occasion that comes up a lot in the spring. Other times of year too, of course, but cap and gown on page 57. If you know any future graduates. My husband has to go to graduation every year as a faculty member, so maybe I could make cards for him, even though he doesn't obviously graduate at them. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he's done collecting degrees for now. All right, page 59. I just wanted to point this out because I think this would be a stamp set easily missed. Cliffs by the Ocean. It's a little hard, I think, from some line imagery to stand out because it's just these fine lines, you know, white on white. But when you look at the samples, like, those can really capture me. And so I think, again, that's one of the great things about this catalog. It's not just showing you product and selling you product. It's showing you what you can do with it. So it's supporting you, it's inspiring you. And that's what I'm here to do too, hopefully. Whew, that was a mouthful. I really want to make sure that you are enjoying anything that you buy. And I would love to enjoy it with you, like whether it's in a class, or we just, get together and we talk about it, we craft together. That's how most of us met. That's why I do this, to connect through creativity. All right, so this is, I think, the last suite. It is the Poetic Expressions suite, and I have the paper here to show you. This one is kind of like shabby chic, I would say. There you go. So like some scrolling and fleur-de-lis and floral, and then, as usual, just some maybe more subtle patterns. You like this one, Jill? There's something that like does remind me of my friends in Florida with this. I don't know what that is. I don't know. All right, page 63. We have another $1 Million Achiever stamp set, another distinctive stamp set. But the reason I wanted to point it out, oh, Lenore likes that one too. Maybe that'll be the one that most people liked. Again, keep telling me. We've seen all the suites now, so which one was your favorite? Can you remember? But this is Quiet Reflection, and we've had a couple stamp sets like this, but I just think it's neat how it's like one kind of, sometimes it's a blotch like this, sometimes it's a defined shape, but you get like a whole image in it. Sometimes you get them kind of in the negative space, like it'll be, an outline in white surrounded by dark. But anyway, I just thought it was more unique and wanted to point that out for that reason. It also has some unique sentiments, which may or may not be for you, but again, I'm always looking for, what's kind of different in each catalog. This is the Stippled Roses bundle, so that coordinates with more DSP from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. Oh, and that's kind of different too. It reminds me, I can't remember the name of it now. Tell me if you know. I think it was an impressionist style of art where they would do the dots and they would do a whole, painting, a whole scene. Like it was a lot of like, I don't know, I picture like people dressed like Mary Poppins at the beach and the park, like, and it was pointillism. Is that what it's called? Where you just have the dots? I think so. I know there's also like the indigenous people art in Australia that had a lot of dots. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one, I think, from like Impressionist era France. So anyway, that's kind of what this is like to me. It's just a whole bunch of little dots, hence being called stippled. All right, so now we're just into references. Don't go, or if you've gone, come back, because we're going to talk about prizes here in a minute. My husband wants to know if you can see him when he walks by. No, Lisa, he's safe. And I made sure to warn my husband. Hi, Paula. I made sure to warn my husband not to walk by half naked in the background like he often does, shirtless after a run. Some of you have caught that before. He's downstairs, so we're good tonight. All right, so page 67 starts the indexes. This is where it will show you all of the bundles. So all of the items that are grouped, that coordinate, and you can save 10% by getting as one bundle as opposed to ordering separately. It's also a great place to see some more samples. And it's done alphabetically. So if you knew you liked the Adoring Hearts bundle, we're starting with A and going to Z. I don't think there's any that start with Z, but that's the next several pages, pardon me, to page 73. And then we get to the catalog at a glance. The mini catalogs do this. The annual catalog doesn't, I think, 'cause it's too big, but I think this is really great in the mini catalogs. I wish they could do it in the annual too, because we get these little thumbnails. First of all of these stamp sets, again in alphabetical order. Then we get to see all the dies, and it's die set. So obviously, if they're doing a thumbnail, you're only seeing maybe part of 1 or 2 dies in the set. But again, it's just catalog at a glance. It's an index. Then we have the embossing folders, and I feel like when we get here, this is where you can start to see things that you're like, wait, where was that in the catalog? Because maybe it was part of a suite, or it was on a page, with something else just kind of in the corner as like, hey, here's something else that, might coordinate with the main attraction on this page. You can see all the, almost ripped my catalog, all the designer series paper. Don't let me forget, I'm going to talk about paper sharing along with prizes. You can see the cards and envelopes, the packaging. There's actually only one packaging in this catalog. It is the square pillow boxes from the Be Mine suite, but it's a good one. Then we've got all the punches. Again, you can get those bundled with their stamp set to save 10%. One more punch on this page. Then we've got our tools besides the dies, so those decorative masks, the brayer. And then we have accents and embellishments, so that's here, and then ribbons. This is going to come back up when we talk about prizes, so we'll be back here. But again, a lot of times when you're looking, I think especially here, you're like, wait a second, where were those little gems, or where was that ribbon? So it's helpful to then, it tells you what page you can go back and find it and see projects made with it. All right, so we've already talked too much. We've already talked about hosting and the various rewards for that. But one thing I didn't mention is with those rewards you earn, which again is at least 10% of the total that you've spent or that you've gathered people to spend in like collecting an order or set of orders. Gosh, where was I? In addition to that percentage of product of your choice back, you can earn that percentage of your order total, again, which starts at 10%, so it'll be at least $15 because it starts when you get to a $150 order. You can use that rewards percentage towards exclusive host-only products. And in this catalog, it is the Carnival Treats stamp set. Does that make anyone want to get a corn dog and cotton candy and ride a Ferris wheel? That sounds pretty good to me if it wasn't so cold outside. So I know I didn't explain that very well. It's a little complicated, especially so unclearly communicated. So let me know if you have questions about hosting. And then we talked about joining, but it talks more about that on page 80 and 81 as well. Again, don't forget, if you're ever considering getting that deal, this is the best time because it's even more of a deal with Sale-A-Bration. So is hosting, remember. You can get that additional $30 in product of your choice. All right, so the last thing on the very last page, page 83, and then I am going to say one thing about the back cover, but this is where it talks about paper pumpkin kits. So we talked about the kits collection. Those are kits that, again, they're going to be coming out twice a month. You get to see everything that's in the kit. They're available as long as supplies last. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription kit, but again, don't be scared by the word subscription. You don't have to subscribe month to month. You can buy prepaid codes for as little as 1 month. You can also do 3, 6, and 12-month subscriptions prepaid. Starting with the 6-month subscription, you save, and with the 12, you save even more. I think with the 6, you basically save $1 a kit, and with the 12, you basically get the 12th kit free, something close to that. But I love these. I do parties with these all the time. I'm going to be doing a party for January's, and you have to order them by the 10th of the month, and then that's it. Like, they may have extras that they come out with months later that you can buy, but they may not. For popular kits, they often don't, and so you really have to get it that month if you know you want it, and you don't know everything in it. You get a sneak peek, like, this is it. Sometimes I'm sure you see a little more, so you can always ask me. I will share that with you. I'm allowed. But yeah, it's a surprise, which is part of the fun. Although, if you're not 100% satisfied, they have a money-back guarantee. No questions asked. I've known people who've done it because they've accidentally, forgotten to cancel or pause their subscription and gotten one that they didn't want or didn't need, couldn't use, and so money back. And they often got to keep it. I'm not saying take advantage of that, but Stand Up is so generous with that kind of thing. So we're actually getting sneak peeks now for 3 months at a time. So here, this is January sneak peek. It's gonna be called Lovely Lavender, I think. It coordinates with that perennial lavender suite. So I'm getting that when I'm doing a party for it. So let me know. Let me know in comments here or email me handcraftedgifts@gmail.com. We have to get that ordered for you, that prepaid code by the 10th of the month and have it redeemed because then they ship the next day. And I'll let you know, when I'm doing my party for that as well. It'll probably be a Saturday towards the end of the month. And for my parties, I always teach you at least one alternative project. We get together to do it together virtually or in person, depending on where you are. If you're close enough to me to come in person or you want to make the trip. And I only charge the cost of the kit, $28 with the tax and shipping is what it is. Maybe rounded up a few cents to make it easy for you. And then if you already have your own kit, if you're already subscribed or you're a demonstrator, you're welcome to join us for just $5 if you already have your own kit. But if you don't have a kit, let me get that for you. And so that's January. Then we've got February, which is going to be getting us ready for, can you guess? Maybe Easter. And then March, which is going to come with a free gift. And that's what it's showing us the sneak peek of here, is this flower stamp set. Because March is Paper Pumpkin's birthday, so they always give us a little something extra. Although last year they gave us something extra in a lot of kits, with no explanation. It was just surprise. So generous. So ask me about Paper Pumpkin if you have more questions about that. The other new thing they're doing this year, in addition to showing us 3 kits at a time. Part of the reason they're doing that is because they're doing an add-on every quarter that is a set of dies that will coordinate with the 3 kits in that quarter. So it'll be 3 or 4 dies. At least one of the dies will coordinate with each kit. Some dies will coordinate with more than one kit. But I think that also suggests that like we might see more kind of quarter themes of the kits. Like obviously these are all kind of spring themed, which makes sense. It's spring. Paper Pumpkin is very good about being like on season, preparing us for holidays, you know, so you're making your Easter in February to get ready for March. Or, you know, you can just make cute bunny and chick things if you don't need Easter things. But anyway, so that's available already while supplies last. It's $12 this time. I think it'll be something similar every time. And again, those are dies you can use with your machine, and it will cut out different things, words, images, things from the kits, things just in addition to the kits. So a fun new thing they're doing. All right, and then I just wanted to say on the back, I thought this was cute. They used their stamp set with the phone to say, call your demonstrator now and get crafting. That was, again, just kind of fun. All right, so let me get my computer open back up because I want to check my notes that I tell you all of the things about prizes and the DSP share I've been hinting at. Okay, so first of all, the DSP share. So if you would like part of every sheet of DSP in the mini catalog, which I think is 8. Let me double check that real quick, but I think it's 8. Yes, 8 different packs. You saw them all tonight. Then you can be part of a paper share. We would just need 4 people to do it. I would place the order. I would cut the paper like you saw into 6x12 strips, or obviously the one that's already 6x6 doesn't need to be cut. And so you would get a quarter of every pack of paper. So again, a quarter essentially of each side. Again, this gets kind of confusing, but like if you have a 6x12, then you can either use that whole front or that whole back, or you can cut it into 6x6 and then use like one of the fronts, one of the backs. And so you'll have some of every design is the point. And because that order would earn us 2 Sale-A-Bration items, what I'll do is I will poll the group of 4 people that, you know, you and I, or we get together to do this. And we'll choose 2 of the 5 DSP from this Sale-A-Bration. I say we, you will choose, everyone can, you know, rank the 5, I'm making sure there's 5, and say what their, you know, top choices would be in order. And then I will get the consensus from the group to get, you know, the ones that the most people wanted the most. And you get a quarter of every design of 2 of those 5 packs from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. Because again, the order for the DSP and the mini will earn us 2 freebies from here. So that's a lot of paper. And instead of spending all the money it would be to buy it all yourself, if you don't want to do that or you won't need that much paper, it would just be $32. And that's with shipping and tax if you live here locally and can pick it up from me. If you live far away, like my friends in Florida or Pennsylvania, and you want to be a part of it, that's absolutely fine. I did this paper share, like I said, for some demonstrator friends here in New Jersey, and some of them actually needed or wanted me to ship it because that was just going to be easier. So then I did that, and it was, I think, you know, it could change depending on how far you are from me, but for them, it was just under $10 to ship that out. So then I guess instead of 32, it'd be 42. So basically count on 32 if you're picking it up from me. Count on maybe around $10 more than that, depending on how you want me to ship it. That was the least expensive, safest way that the post office recommended to ship. If you wanted it quicker, obviously we could do that. So whatever shipping option you wanted, if I was going to mail it out to you, you would just, we'd calculate that and you would add that to your cost. So let me know if you're interested in that. The sooner the better. But if we can get 4 people together, and for every 4 people we get together, I'm happy to do it. I enjoy cutting paper. It's therapeutic. Like there's something just very methodical and mindless about it when I'm overwhelmed with other things and can't like create anything. By the way, I just noticed it's 9:09. We went over. I think this is the first time 2024 and I went over. So thank you for the 5 of you who are still watching live. Thank you, Jill, for saying earlier, like, it's okay. Jill's saying I'll do it. Is that the paper share? I'll check. I'll check in the comments and see if that's what you're talking about and if anyone else wants to do it. If you want to do it, help me find the other people to do it. Let's get a group together. And again, I will make the order. I will cut the paper. I will make sure it is all ordered and get safely to you. Even, you know, though I can't hand deliver it, I will make sure that, you know, it is safely delivered to the mail person who will deliver it to you. I wish I could come and deliver it to some of you who live in warmer places. Paper share, Jill. Okay, great. So that's one. We only need 3 more. Let me know if you're interested. $32 plus whatever mailing option you want if you can't pick it up from me. Okay, so now prizes. So if you've been to these launch parties before, I'm going to do something similar to what I've done the last several times. Come on down to Florida. I know, Jill, I wish I could. I was just in South Florida a couple times last month, but I already want to come back. And I want to come to North Florida and see all my friends there. But prizes. So there's a couple different ways to win prizes. The first one, you don't have to spend any money. So if you can't afford any of what we looked at tonight, or, it's just, you're not sure about it, don't worry. Just by being here and inviting other people to be here, you can earn a prize. So let me go back to the page of accents and embellishments and ribbons. So what I'm going to do, so not the punch or the masks or the brayer, but everything that's under the heading of accents and embellishments. So everything here and all the ribbons, I am going to, I'm probably going to let you choose. I'm going to let you choose one of those, and I'm going to let your guest choose one of those, so you'll each win something. So you and the person you invite will win one. But obviously that means you have to invite people. And the more people you invite, the more chances you have, because for every person you invite, you're entered to win. And like I said, they're also entered to win, but you're not competing with them. So it's not like, oh, but if I invite more people, I have more competition. No, if you invite more people, you have more entries in the inviter draw, and they have the chance to win from like the invitee draw. So I hope that makes sense. So basically share this with anyone and everyone you think would be interested. And the more you do that, the more likely you are to win. And again, so are they. So let them know, like, hey, I thought you might be interested in this, check it out. And you could win something just for checking it out. It does mean you have to comment you were here if you watched this. So even if it's just here, then I'll know and I can put you in the drawing. And your guests would have to comment, not only that they were there, but that you're their guest, or they're your guest. So if you invite someone, make sure to let them know to say like, hey, I'm so-and-so, so-and-so invited me. Or you can even say like, Hannah, I invited so-and-so, who's on here, And so that can be live, that can be on replay. You have all month, the entire month of January till January 31st to do this. Hi, Sandra. Okay, so that's the first way you can win a prize. The second way does involve spending, but just like with Sale-A-Bration, the more you spend, the more you can earn or win. So for every $40 in product you spend before shipping and tax, you will earn, again, your choice of any accent, embellishment, or ribbon from the new catalog. So if you spend $40, choose your favorite. If you spend $80, choose your top 2, and so on from there. You can't combine that with other offers, except for the ones that Stampin' Up's automatically going to give you. Like if you spend $50, that's the $40 threshold for my giveaway, and the $50 threshold for a Sale-A-Bration item. So you can combine that kind of thing. But yes, I hope that makes sense. Ask me questions if it doesn't. Again, you can comment here. You can private message me through Facebook if you want to keep it between us. You can email me, hannahcraftedgifts@gmail.com. Some of you have my number. Some of you live nearby. So please just reach out. But I so appreciate you being here and spending the time, especially the extra time, 9:13, setting records. Maybe it was a bigger catalog than normal. I did feel like there were more Sale-A-Bration items than normal. Fellow demonstrators, did you? Or even customers, like, did you feel like there was more? It seemed like it to me. But thank you for commenting. I'm going to go back and check those out again. If you're watching on replay, comment as well. Share this with anyone else who would be interested. Earn those chances to win that prize. You can like the video if you did. I think that's all the things, right? I always kind of ramble on at the end, I think because I don't want it to end, but we've gone over, so I'm going to say good night for now. As always, happy crafting, and I hope to see you all crafting or otherwise soon in this new year. All the best.